Greetings everyone and welcome. My name is Kris, and in today's video I'm going to be addressing a question that I actually get asked quite frequently, and it's, do I sell on Amazon full-time? And if so, how long have I been doing it? And how did I know when to quit my job? And hopefully I'm going to give you guys some questions that you can ask yourself, or just my thought process, that if that is something you wanted to do in the future, maybe it'll help you out down the road. Now, before we go ahead and get into that, I want to say here's the 1 hour free call giveaway winner from last video. I give away a 1 hour free call every single video. All you have to do is like, subscribe, and comment in the description below, and it enters you in for a chance for that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about my thought process and how I went about doing this. Now, this isn't really a cookie cutter style type deal. It would be awesome if it was, but it's not. So basically, I'm gonna give you guys some questions and some thought processes that I gave you, or that I was thinking about, and that maybe that'll help you out. So I guess the main question is that everyone asks is, can I pay for my expenses by living off of Amazon? How long is that going to take? The lengthwise, it really, that's way too hard to answer. It really just depends on the business model, and it really just depends on your lifestyle. Like, for example, I know of a guy that was making $300,000 a year at his sales job, and he stayed at that job for a whole year before going full-time with Amazon. And see, for me personally, obviously I was nowhere near that, but I knew my expenses, and I'm a very cheap guy. So like, know your lifestyle as well, right? So if you're one of those people that loves designer clothes and you don't want to give that up, that might slow you down in terms of building your business, because in a cash flow based business, every dollar that you don't spend is a dollar lost. So for example, if you spend $100 a week going out to eat, that's $400 a month. That's $400 that could be spent on inventory, which comes out to be, that's about a $700 swing at the end of the month. And that's just kind of my thought process. And I think it's good to kind of think like that in the beginning. And something else is, even if you're making great money at your job, what is it going to take for you to quit? Like, do you absolutely hate it? Are you willing to, make some sacrifices to start selling earlier? Because that's, for me, what I didn't hate my job, but I didn't really like it. So I quit when I probably should not have, but I still quit anyways. So something else I want to talk about is, I see a lot of people say, they're like, let's say, I'm going to give you guys some numbers. Let's say, for example, you're working a 40-hour-a-week job and you're making $2K a week, and on your side business, you're working 20 hours a week. A lot of people say, I'll quit when I make $1K a week because that means I'll make $2K a week. Well, I'm going to give you guys 2 points here. One, a cash flow based business, $2K from a cash flow based business is not the same as a $2K business that you're putting your time into, because you're gonna have to reinvest that cash to grow. When you're a time-based business, you just reinvest your time. You don't have to reinvest the cash. That's something to think about. But to counter that is, you will be able to grow your business quicker. And what I mean by that is there's always going to be a learning curve. And when you're spending 40 hours a week at a job, that's 40 hours a week. You can't learn more about your industry, different streams of income, ways to make your money grow. So you're essentially slowing yourself down. And the way I like to think about it is like in the Matrix, when Neo gets plugged into the chair and he starts learning all of these things crazy fast. It's kind of like that. It's crazy how much I learned in this last year that I would not have been able to learn if I would have just stayed at my job. So there is an opportunity cost there with your time, and that's something to think about. Now, this leads me into part number 3 of something to think about. I did not actually have another stream of income when I quit my job, but it's something I highly recommend doing, because when you quit your job and you're putting all your eggs in one basket, such as Amazon or eBay, if they shut your account down, that means no money. And for me personally, I didn't have another stream of income when I quit my job, but I'm glad I ended up getting some, because there was a week in December. Keep in mind, December is the best selling month of the year. My Amazon account was down for 1 week. Actually, it was like 10 days, but I sell on eBay and I have cryptocurrency. My eBay business is very, very small, and I use that for personal expenses. However, I'm just saying this is something to think about, because if they shut your business or your account down for a time being, that's money you don't have coming in. So that's definitely something to think about, because that's why you see a lot of YouTubers, they have courses or some kind of service or something like that And it's not because Amazon FBA isn't making them money, it's making them great money, but it takes not only cash to build up their business, and it's also not putting all their eggs in one basket as well. Something I highly recommend you look into if you're thinking about that, which I'm glad I did. And then the last thing, it was a mindset I had several years ago that I overcame, and it was, what if this opportunity does not exist anymore? So I actually had someone on a call ask me this, and it's the reason why I'm bringing this up. I forgot I even had this mindset, but it's the mindset is, for example, I'm selling on Amazon. What if Amazon becomes saturated and it's not stable, and I stop making money? I'll be out of a job. I won't be out of money. Okay, well, to be honest, I'm gonna give you an example here. I was in accounting and finance, and I knew some really great accountants, Fortune 500 level company, and they got laid off. And it's not because they were bad at their job. It's just the company terminated them. They didn't have a decision in the matter. So what did they do? They got another job, and now they're fine. So that's kind of how any Amazon FBA is and any industry is when you're self-employed. So yeah, there's a chance that, things are going to happen that are going to change the way business works, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's not just going to, you wake up the next day, everything's going to be done. It's going to happen slowly. And that's why it's up to the person to always stay constant in their industry, because the more you learn, the more you earn. And if you don't keep up on the industry, you're going to be worth nothing. And that's anything in general. Like a year ago when I started Amazon, it's completely different than it is now. A lot of the tactics that people were using, they don't work anymore. But does it mean Amazon FBA is dead? Of course not. But this is just a mindset I overcame a few years ago, and it's something that I think is really important to bring to light and kind of a pet peeve of mine. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope that gives you an insight of what it was like to quit my job. It's not cookie cutter, like I said, but hopefully it'll help you out and answer some of the questions that I get asked a lot. So feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.